that there's 7 areas that this bill is alluding on.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. First of all, I just wish to remind all of you that the Western Cape is not for sale. Tell your John Steenhuisen. All right. My name is Langa. I am the District Secretary of the South African Communist Party in the Southern Cape, and I represent the South African Communist Party as I stand. First of all, let me make it abundantly clear that this bill, you know just very well that it is unconstitutional and it can never pass the muster. That one you know very well, because we are being told that you have been advised against going on with this bill. So your own legal advisors have told you that this is unconstitutional, so stop it. On behalf of the South African Communist Party, therefore, we reject it in totality. That's the first thing. Secondly, may I remind you that whilst you claim to be the best government, George Municipality, a councillor facilitated wrong or illegal investment of 350 million and you shoved it under the table. Right? 350 million, and the DA never did anything about it. Okay. Let me remind you again, DA and your bill, that you are in the process of closing all clinics in black communities in George, and you are the best government, right? So it is important that we remind one another that we are not going to allow yourselves to mislead us.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, my name is Henry Boyson, and I'm a councillor from BcmTv, Bay, and I'm also a district mayor. Chairperson, I'm originally from the Eastern Cape, and that's the reason why my whole family has moved to the Western Cape. Chairperson, when we read the bill, you will find that nowhere does the bill seek to divide South Africa. South Africa has already been divided into 9 provinces. The difference is the Western Cape outperforms the rest of the provinces. And if one look back to 1994, all of us in here inherited state-owned enterprises which were relatively functional. 30 years later, the majority of those state-owned enterprises are dysfunctional. And this bill seeks to get the Western Cape to have the authority to deal with those state-owned enterprises. Out of all the good performance in the Western Cape, the only areas where the Western Cape has been challenged are the areas where competencies are based at national level. That is why we, sitting here, our fears are misplaced. Nowhere in the bill does it refer to a false start. Nowhere in the bill does it refer to Orania. What the bill seems to achieve is the good work we're doing in the Western Cape, that it can be done at ground level. Where is the ground level? It's where the municipalities are. National keeps on saying, they bring government to the people. Where are the people at municipal level? And that is where we want to do better. As the DA of BcmTv, we support the bill.
EFF, I love that you want equality, but please do not stab the white brothers in the back. I agree, we need to have transformation and we need a revolution, but we do not want war. We do not want fighting. War is not fun. It's not fun. Regarding the war in the East, you need to know that it was planned and it's part of the New World Order. They have planned it. Israel knew they were going to attack. They knew, that's why the borders weren't defended. Such a strong military. They want Israel and Palestine to destroy each other so they can bring in the New World Order. So the whole world goes, we want no more countries and division, so they can bring in, what? The mark of the beast. Which is what they prepared us for with COVID. Which is a non-monetary system. Alright, so if we as South Africa Africans can unite. Look at what's happening. The farmers in Germany, in France, in Spain, in Ireland, they are protesting because the World Health Organization has said no more farming.
My name is Provincial. I'm from Ward 23 in Packersville, George. We oppose and reject the intent of the proposed powers bill, which in essence its aim is to illegally assert powers reserved for the national government and its departments. Further note that we reject the bill in its totality and wish to make the following submissions. The bill is nothing but an attempt by the DA to create a separate state, pseudo-state. For the longest time they have been working behind closed doors, colluding with imperialist forces in the form of the United States of America to separate Western Cape completely from the rest of South Africa. It means that you want to grab power and people have not voted for you. The reason behind the secession attempt is to create a pseudo-state similar to former colonies in which the interests of whites would be protected at the expense of the black majority. The bill is basically a precursor of that pseudo-state, and its consequences will have a far-reaching effect on the integrity of our country's constitution and the sovereignty of our nation. South Africa is not a federal state where provinces can willy-nilly opt out of the state system and declare themselves as sovereign mini-states, with powers that supersede the ultimate power vested in the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. This bill came months after the DA, together with its white supremacist right-wing allies, such as the Freedom Front Plus, Cape Independence Party, AfriForum, and the Vigilante Group, had announced the establishment of the Western Cape Devolution Working Group. The aim of the bill is to give way to the establishment and revival of the Boer English Republic, in which the interests and sensibilities of whites will be protected at all costs. It is now clear that despite the disapproval from the people against the bill, the DA will still use its numerical advantage in the Western Cape legislature to pass this illegal and unconstitutional bill into legislation. We would like to emphasize the fact that we reject this bill, as it seeks the advantage and interest of separatists, right-wingers, who want to bring back the specter of apartheid into the
My name is Dani Akker. I represent the Freedom Front. What I want to say is that our message will be the only message that you haven't heard today already. So we in South Africa, we carry devolution of powers. We carry self-determination. That is in our DNA. Ons kan niks anders doen en wees as devolusie van magte en self-beskikking. That is what we do. So we will support the elements in this bill that supports what we stand for, real devolution of powers and self-determination. The problem with the bill, Chair, is that it doesn't go far enough. I can illustrate to you why I say so. Take municipalities, for example, or education. We have devolution of powers, we have a three-sphere system, but when Kochta and the bargaining agreements determines that we cannot do what we want to do, then we fall in line. Then devolution of powers falls away. In education, we have power over education in the Western Cape. But when the Sufi, who can't even build enough schools in Gauteng, determines that he wants to change the education bill or the act, then it's changed. Where's the devolution of powers then? So we say that this bill are not going far enough. We refer you to the powers bill. No, correction, the People's Bill that the Freedom Front tabled prior to this bill being tabled. And we urge you and the DA to go to that bill, to take from it how and what real devolution of powers and self-determination is, and take hands with a team who know what devolution of powers is. So we don't want to be ruled or prescribed or overruled or ordered from Pretoria. Vir julle ouens wat nou vanaand beswaar gemaak het teen hierdie bil, wil ek sê, julle hoef nie oor veel bekommerd te wees nie. Daar gaan bitter min verander. Dinge gaan maar net dieselfde bly. We need real devolution of powers and self-determination in the Western Cape. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I-DA ayikwazi uphatha siphethe nzima apha ngaphakathi sizezikhansila ze-ANC yile DA ngenxa yemajority yayo ilawula nantoni na ilawula ukuthanda kwayo ngenxa yoba yona ithi iphethe asiyivumi le bhili yalo mbane mayingenzeki sitsho kuwe sihlalo ngoku uba ungalinge siyivumele le bhili uba mayipase ngoba kungaba mnyama kwiwadi zethu. Enkosi.
As the chair of the other committee, I would like firstly to appreciate the leaders of the different political parties that have actually assisted us today to make sure that we conclude our deliberations and submission in an orderly manner. We highly appreciate that. And to everybody that was here who made the submission, thank you very much. And to the members of the committee, thank you very much. And to the staff and to our service provider in terms of microphones, ndiyabulela kakhulu ngentsebenziswano ndiyathemba ukuthi sonke sizofika kakuhle emakhaya.
We managed to get the chairperson of the Provincial Parliament here in Mossel Bay. We're going to give it to him for introduction. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mbulela Isaac Slego, the chairperson of the ADO Committee on the Western Cape Provincial Powers Bill.
Yes, sir. Can you briefly tell us about the event of this day?
Well, today was day 3 of our public hearings. We are in the process of getting different views, those that are in support and those that are rejecting the bill. And I have to say today was better than the last 2 days. At least we're able to get the views of the public in terms of how they feel about this particular bill that we are currently looking at as the Western Cape Provincial Parliament.
In terms of response, how did they respond, the communities and the parties were here?
Now, I must say there was different responses. There were those that were in favor and there were those that were not in favor of the bill. And one welcomes that because that's the ultimate goal of us being here, engaging with the public in terms of their views. And I'm very happy with the response and the manner and how it was conducted today.
In your own view, how did the people, did they accept the bill or reject?
What I can say is that there were different views from both sides. There were those that were in favor and there were those that are against the bill.
Our last question, so maybe how long it will take to get back the answer of the bill? Is it rejected or it can be accepted?
No, I know that everybody wants to know what's going to happen now. Yeah. Our last public hearing will be on the 5th of February, which is in Beaufort West. And then we will give the relevant officials to look at the submissions, and then we will have to meet as a committee and we will deliberate on the suggestions and the submissions, and then we will have to take a decision what do we do going forward.
Thank you, sir. We thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your time.